Hello, everybody. David Schuster here. Just days away from the anti-Trump No King's Day protests, and there's a new video promoting the event and making waves. Actor, director, and film producer Robert De Niro, who is one of Hollywood's most outspoken Trump critics, urged Americans to get involved. The two-time Oscar winner, in a clip shared by the Invisible Project, drew parallels to America's founding struggle against monarchy. Watch.
The original No Kings protest was 250 years ago. Americans decided they didn't want to live under the rule of King George III. They declared their independence and fought a bloody war for democracy. We've had 2.5 centuries of democracy since then, often challenging, sometimes messy, always essential. And we've fought in 2 world wars to preserve it. Now we have a would-be king who wants to take it away, King Donald I.
Yes, De Niro said, "F that." After dropping the royal F-bomb, De Niro spoke about the October 18th rallies and outlined the purpose and approach.
We're rising up again this time, non-violently, raising our voices to declare no kings. I'm Robert De Niro, asking you to stand up and be counted in the nationwide No Kings protest on October 18th. Visit nokings.org to find, volunteer, or host a protest near you. We're all in this together, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
House Speaker Mike Johnson and other Republicans have labeled the October 18th protests as a Hate America rally. Johnson has claimed the protests will feature pro-Hamas groups and Antifa. Never mind, of course, that Antifa doesn't exist as a group organization, and countless groups that sympathize with the plight of Palestinians have also condemned Hamas. But accuracy or truthfulness are not part of today's GOP playbook. Instead, as millions of anti-Trump Americans gather across the United States, all Republican MAGA can do is demagogue and try to demean the demonstrations. Whatever. Countless Americans and many former Trump voters say they are outraged by the erosion of civil liberties under Trump and by the Trump administration's trampling of constitutional rights. Polls, for example, show that while most Americans support tightening immigration, a majority of Americans also oppose the Trump deportation raids and say the Latino roundups have gone too far. Still, Donald Trump and his MAGA sycophants continue to thumb their noses at the public and at federal court rulings. And Trump's cabinet meetings have taken on the feel of a North Korean Dear Leader gathering, with cabinet secretaries trying to outdo one another in complimenting Trump. It is cringy. Here is actor Martin Sheen, who famously played a president on the hit TV series The West Wing.
When you look at this group of people at the round table in the White House, the cabinet room, every one of those people look across the table and they do not see anyone who is better than they are. They generally see a reflection of their worth selves. So there's no heroes in there. There's no music, there's no laughter, there's no self-effacement, there's no joy in that room. It smells of ego and fear and false worship.
It smells of ego and fear and false worship. And if the stories about Trump's incontinence are to be believed, it also smells from Trump's body odor. Anyway, the Trump White House has been railing against Robert De Niro and Martin Sheen all the way back to Donald Trump's first term. But now, Trump has a new celebrity that he and his White House staffers are also battling: singer Ariana Grande. The pop star recently reposted this message on Instagram. "I want to check in with Trump voters. I have one very genuine question. It's been 250 days. Now that immigrants have been violently torn from their families and communities have been destroyed, now that trans people have been blamed for virtually everything and live in fear, now that free speech is on the brink of collapse for us all, has your life gotten better? Have your groceries gotten cheaper? Has your health insurance premium gone down? Has your work-life balance improved? Can you take a vacation yet? Are you happier? Has the widespread suffering of others paid off for you in the way Trump, promised it would? Or are you still waiting?" The Trump White House went ballistic. Here's reporting from my colleague John Oterola on TYT's Damage Report.
In the White House, a spokesperson directly responded to it, as you do, saying, "Save your tears, Ariana, because President Trump's actions ended Joe Biden's inflation crisis." But But no, Kush Desai, it didn't. Inflation is still going up. Groceries are like 40% more expensive than they were a year ago.
Those pesky facts keep getting in the way of Team Trump. Anyway, Ariana Grande clearly struck a nerve, so add her to the list of celebrities who keep infuriating Trump, including Martin Sheen and Robert De Niro. As all of the Hollywood stars keep saying, though, you don't have to be famous or have won an Oscar or Grammy to help take America back from Donald Trump. Throughout history, authoritarian regimes have begun to crumble when mass crowds take to the streets and when ordinary folks band together and tell a wannabe dictator or monarch, F that. The celebrities, of course, help, but the hard work of saving America rests on the shoulders of all of us. And when it comes to taking on a task, as that old saying goes, there is no time like the present. So we will see you out there on October 18th. By the way, 2 judges in Illinois are hammering the Trump administration after ICE shot a praying pastor in the head. Alongside protesters at an ICE facility in Chicago, that is Pastor David Black. He is praying. Yes, ICE agents firing pepper balls just shot Pastor Black in the head. And a reminder that what goes around comes around, at least sometimes in our justice system. Headline, Pastor shot in the head by ICE agents sues Trump administration over First Amendment threats in Chicago. Pastor Black joined other protesters and journalists in seeking a court injunction against ICE. Quote, federal agents have responded with a pattern of extreme brutality in a concerted and ongoing effort to silence the press and civilians. Dressed in full combat gear, often masked, carrying weapons, bearing flash grenades and tear gas canisters and marching in formation, federal agents have repeatedly advanced upon those present at the scene who posed no imminent threat to law enforcement. Now, just days after the lawsuit was filed, headline, Illinois judge blocks federal authorities from using force against Chicago journalists. Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Schuster. Thanks for joining us. Hello, everybody. David Schuster here. Thanks for watching. If you found this reporting and commentary valuable, do us a favor and tap the like button. For more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified on your YouTube homepage when we drop a new video. If you are tired of corporate spin and want honest, people-focused news, click the join button below and be part of the fight for a better future. We wouldn't be here without your support. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thanks again for joining us.